Life. It's full of meetings and partings, comings and goings. That is the way of it. Oh man, I miss those watches.
Phil, what the hell are you doing out in the rain? There's a package for you. Not any more of those watches, is it?
It can't be. Welcome back to Not Another Watch. This is a very special episode, something a little different. This is called, as you might have seen from the thumbnail and might have figured from the introduction, this is the Reunited episode. Now, these two watches I have owned for a little while, but whilst I was packing to move from the UK to the US back in 2018, these were two of the watches that in the chaos and preparation that goes into a move, these are the two watches that just got left behind, unfortunately. They're both Quartz watches, and they both needed a battery, and you know, they just never found their way into a box or a bag. But my dad a few weeks ago was good enough to ship these back to me, and I have since put a new battery in both of them, and I thought I'd do this episode not really as a review. I want to give both of these watches their own video, but more of a kind of you know, a quick look around and tell you the stories behind them. Now, this one here, the Donna Karan New York one, is about 20 years old almost. And this one is about 10 years old. But let's look at them in the order of age. So I'll set the rotary to one side. In fact, that'll be fine. We'll set it there and we'll take a look at this. Now, this is the first watch I bought really when I was getting into, you know, after the Casios, you know, after graduating from, you know, the kids' watches, and this was my first what I would call adult watch. It was the first one I bought with my own money. It was the first one after I'd started work, and it was the first one that cost over, I don't know, about 20 pounds. This was actually about 90 pounds at the time, back in 2002, and it comes in this kind of plastic box. Obviously, you know, we live and learn. I'm just going to take the whole foam with the watch in out just for a second, just to show you I've kept things. Leave that spare links and something else in there that I want to get into in a second. But yeah, as you can see, a warranty booklet, and yeah, we've bought it at Beaverbrooks Jewelers back in December 31st on New Year's Eve. Yeah, I was almost 21, or turned 21 the following year. And then the instruction booklet that you get with these watches. Now, this is the watch. So this is my first adult watch that I bought with my own money. It's when I saw it again, and I hadn't seen it for a number of years, I actually thought it actually looks pretty nice. It's very minimalist. Silver dial there, quartz movement, and you can see it's running because I've given it a new battery. And you see that curved glass there, that curved rectangular dial. Looks pretty nice. And then we've got the applied Donna Karan New York logo, and we have a date down at the 6 o'clock, which is, I know, all the buzz at the moment because it really gives symmetry to the watch. You have branding here on the buckle, the DKNY, and the clasp is pressed, but you do have a kind of shiny back there with the Doricaren New York logo. Things all really polished. Now, I couldn't remember. I had some kind of vague memory that there was something wrong with this watch. And as soon as I took it out of the box, I spotted what was wrong. No crown. Now, the crown, somewhere along the line, when we were trying to change the battery or something happened, the crown actually broke off the stem. And this just kind of got abandoned and left to its box. Now, I said I'd have something for you in this envelope. And in this envelope, we have not only spare links, but we should have, if it will come out, so there's your spare links. And in here somewhere, very minute, is, I don't know how, I'll try to zoom in on that. It's an actual signed crown, but the crown unfortunately is broken away from the stem. So yeah, I set this a very weird way when I changed the battery in it. I kind of opened up the back, put a new battery in, and kind of turned the crown stick that's left to set it to the date. And this is the correct date as I'm filming it, June the 4th. So it's unfortunate about that. I may look in to get it repaired. I believe it's if I remember rightly, it's a Miyota movement. It's a Quartz Miyota movement in there. So I might look into getting this fixed up because I still think it looks pretty cool, and I'll pop it on the wrist for you. Amazingly, it still fits me. And there you see it. Looks pretty futuristic to me. Like, you know, it might be either futuristic that it might feature in something like, I don't know, a futuristic program, or like maybe something from the 70s. It's got a kind of retro futuristic feel, if that even is a thing. But I really like it, and yeah, I still would wear this despite me having several other watches. So really glad that this is back in my collection. And yeah, and I guess this was won't be going anywhere no matter what, because this was the first watch I ever bought as an adult with my own money. So I'm going to pop them back in the bag, and we're going to move on from that one, and we're going to flash forward 10 years in the future. And we're going to take a look at this one, a Rotary Aquaspeed. Now, it's a pretty nice box. As I say, I think it's 2011 I got this one. And this needed a battery also. You can see it's nice kind of rubbery orange. Rotary Aquaspeed, established in Switzerland, 1895. Came on this orange pillow to match. Set that to one side, and as we can see here, we have the reference number there, and that's the date that I bought it, that this was filled out. Is the got to do this because in America, in the US, they flip the month to the front, and I'm getting used to that now. And now when I look at a British date, I've got to go, wait a minute, this is the month. And I did it by deduction because there is no 19th month, of course. But this was October 19th, 2011. So very, very close to being, well, it's about 9 years in the future from that. And we have a stamped warranty card and usual gubbings, Rotary Aquaspeed, watch instructions, spare links that I've got in there, but you don't want to see that. I just thought I'd let you into that. So this is it. Now, I'm sure some of you are kind of familiar with this, and I think this is Rotary's homage to the Omega Seamaster. That wave dial there is a big giveaway on that one. But I really like this watch. This is before I got my just before I got my Seamaster. I wanted something that looked a little bit like it, but now knowing a little bit more about watches, I look at this watch and I see it's kind of, I feel like it's a kind of amalgamation between a Seamaster and a Submariner, a Rolex Submariner. It's like somewhere between, obviously nowhere near the quality of those, and certainly nowhere near the price, which is what's attractive about this watch. Now, I've wore this kind of a lot, and let's just quickly walk around it. So obviously what I really like about this is the wave dial, and then you've got the red square lollipop second hand, which if you look is actually hitting most of those second markers, so that's great. And then you've got the double post at the top, and then you've got the thing, and these are loomed. Maybe I'll there's no loom on this one, more of a dressy watch, but I don't think the loom's too good as I can remember on this one. But yeah, I bought this because I really wanted the Seamaster, and I couldn't, or I thought at the time I couldn't really afford it. But yeah, I wanted the Seamaster, and this was kind of the closest thing I could get. And this is my actual first rotary watch. I never owned a rotary watch before. But obviously, as you know, if you've watched this channel, this is not the last rotary that I ever got in. But yeah, it's got everything that the Seamaster kind of has, the skeletonized hands, even mimicking the pip that's behind there and the little triangle. It's pretty much the same. It's a square lollipop seconds hand. You have the waves, but in the rest of the look and the case, it's kind of Submariner, I think, kind of. It's caught somewhere in between. The one thing I will say is I really, really like this bracelet. And as you can see, these are not single links. You know, okay, it's a press clasp, but these are not single links. These are actually separate links. So that's pretty nice, and it's really, really comfortable to wear. You have that rotary logo etched into the back of that case, and screw down case, and screw down crown. Bezel action, as I remember, is not too, no, it's a little bit, but I still have a lot of affection for this watch, being it massive back play. Okay, it's not lined up. Go again. Haha. I'm looking after you. You out there with OCD. And not that I have it much. Unsigned crown, but it is screwed down, like I say. And this one, it's a little big, I think, but I think it fits my wrist okay. I think this is I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. I'll have to measure it, but I think this is somewhere around 44 millimeters. But yeah, I think it signed buckle there, the safety and the double pushers. But yeah, I really like these watches. They have a soft spot in my heart, and I'm very, very happy to be reunited with them. So thank you, Dad. Thank you for going down to the post office and packing these up and getting them over to me. Like I say, I will do a separate video on this. I'll try to dig into some more information about this and kind of do a semi-review, maybe what I think of it now after I've been reunited with it, and this one I'll also do a separate review, and I'll get into a little bit more details. But I just thought this would be something fun to do, something a little bit different, tell you a little bit about my watch collecting history. And of course, shortly after I got this one, I did branch out and get the Omega Seamaster, which is a whole other video. I really need to make that video. So if you'd be interested in hearing about my Grail watch story, I'll piece a video together very, very soon. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode, something a little different. Until next time, live life, love watches, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye now.